everything sucks all the time. It's the All Systems Go Home Show, the All Systems Go podcast with your favorite people. That includes Nicole Jones.
Hi, I don't know if you just heard a car.
It includes Kyle Eads.
What up?
It includes Darian Bolin.
Hello, hello, hello.
And it includes the man of mystery, Corey McGinnis.
I don't think that's true.
It doesn't include you. Okay, well.
I would like to give a shout out to Corey's last name for being awesome. McGinnis,
Thanks.
cool last name.
It's not bad. I mean,
Nobody ever spelled it right because they immediately associate it with beer.
yeah, I definitely spelled it wrong once, and I had to fact check it.
So please enlighten me. How is it spelled?
Capital M, little c, capital G, INNIS.
Okay,
Was
now
that,
can I
was
have
that
your
a cat? I
What was
heard
that?
cat?
That was the learning
Now-
cat. Whenever we learn something, we hear the cat.
Now is this cat your favorite pet? And can I have its name? And also, can I have your social security number and your mother's maiden name?
Yeah, if there's
My
anyone
mother's
I
maiden
trust
name
that
is
information, it's you.
My social security number is go away, and if that's the cat I think it is, then yes, it's my favorite cat.
Okay. That's what's important.
Corey,
How stiff is the competition?
I have two cats, and one of them is slightly violent.
oh, well,
Pretty
I like
easy
that.
then.
furious. Corey, we get a lot of notes on this show. It's too dry, the humor. It's just like a bunch of people snarking at each other. And it's mostly me, actually. So we're just going to have, open mic night right now. So just, tell a knock-knock joke or something, just to get us off on some good, wholesome comedy.
I wasn't prepared for this, Jeremy Farbman.
That's
You know
'cause-
better.
Yeah, I forgot about it until now. But, it's important. Alex Gray said, we need more knock-knock jokes.
Did you
Knock, knock.
know?
Who's there?
Alex?
I know a lot of Alexes. Alex who?
Alex Gray. Alex Gray, why'd you do this to me?
It takes a second for it to sink in, but it's actually very funny in a cerebral way. It's not a laugh out loud type of funny, but it is a,
I was fully waiting for Alex Gray to just appear.
She's offline.
no, yeah, it's a joke, Kyle. It's not real.
No, not online. She just appears in everyone's room, at the hologram type thing.
You have to say the name 3 times in a row.
Okay, well, we won't do that, just so we don't bother her.
While looking in a mirror?
No, that's Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
But
come on.
no, but you have to say Alex. It's not.
If you
don't
say Alex Gray 3 times while staring at a golden tape, she means
Good thing I don't have one.
We'll fix that. We'll get you a bootleg one. So we have to address something. We have to make a call-out post here. We have to expose one of our own. If you remember last time, Nicole said, "Oh, I played and downloaded Phantasy Star Online too, but I hate it, and I'm never gonna play it again."
I did not say I was never going to play it again.
Well, that
I'm-
was the
I can-
implication.
No.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy can
I said I might
insert.
go back into it.
Jeremy can insert archival footage into this spot in the recording.
I was never going to play it again.
Roll the tape.
But here we are, seeing that we saw it. We all saw it on the Discord status message. You can't hide these things, or else no one can figure out how to hide them.
I wasn't trying to hide it.
Okay, well, at least you admit to your crimes of hypocrisy, because now we know it's the secret is out.
Listen, it takes me a second to get into games sometimes. Even though I feel like I don't know how to play half the game because I'm too impatient to read. That's the problem that I have with a lot of JRPGs. But basically, the reason why I like the game is because number go big. That's basically it. I click things and I'm like, wow, that's a big number, and it makes me happy for some reason.
It's the equivalent to button mashing in a fighting game.
Yeah, basically. That's
Yep.
all I do in Soul Calibur.
All right, so
That's all you can do in Soul Calibur.
So what was the process like? When was the moment you decided, no, the number has reached the point in the graph where it is now big enough for me to love this?
Because I chose to play as summoner, so that's like the class where you have your pet, which is the class, by the way, that I found out no one plays. I'm like the only one who plays that class. Um, and I have a doggo. Well, I have many different pets, and you just make them attack things for you, and you just stand there and you just let your doggo do all the work. And when my doggo's number is starting to get higher, that's when I got happy. That's it. It's very simple, even though
I'm sure the
it's
doggo
it's
helped.
it's honestly it's a really complex game, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Like I was just in a game where people were like, "You have to accept the quest," and I was like, "I don't know how. This UI is a mess." Because wow, that's really really bad and confusing, and I don't understand the menus.
Yeah, so I guess the thing is, you can say like the numbers go up for any number of these games, right? Like even free to play games. Like that's just really just a classic like a way to trick your brain into wanting to play the game more. So what besides that is appealing to you with this?
Pets, armor. I don't really know.
Just the ability to wear armor is appealing.
I made a really really pretty boy, but he's also like insanely tall, like 7 feet tall or something like that, and that's what I went with. That's the
I
aesthetic
think
I'm going with.
she's projecting what she wants in a real man.
No, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm sure there are people who probably think I am a boy, but that's what I do.
Don't you often have an extremely long ponytail?
Oh, I chopped my hair off.
Oh, did you really?
Wait, are we talking about the game still?
I think he's talking about real life.
Okay. So you chopped off your hair in real life?
I cut off a few inches, like
Okay.
5 inches or something. Oh, also, there's fashion in that game, and that's like a big thing. I don't know how to get any fashion though, because maybe it's because I haven't done enough quests. But
Not fashion clothes. You just get fashion. Like
well,
you
because
understand the
okay, so there's
concept.
I like when games do this because there's armor where like you put it on and it adds whatever to like your defense and you don't see it, but then you have a separate option for fashion or clothes or whatever, and that's what I like because yeah, that armor like gives you like maybe plus 100 defense, but it looks stupid and ugly, and I don't want to wear it.
I definitely appreciate when games do that. The vanity slot, I think a lot of games call it. It's just like, hey, just choose your favorite one, and we'll just wear that. We'll pretend that the other one is that. It's fine.
Or I think I don't know if it's Monster Hunter that does this because I don't play it. I thought that you could put on an armor and then like change the appearance of it so it can look like another armor. But I don't know anything about Monster Hunter.
I think the
But
numbers
that's an
the
option.
numbers go up in that one, don't they?
Yeah.
Or are there no numbers? It's a very interesting topic.
You can choose to display the numbers if you want.
Oh wow. So do you think there's a lot of long-term appeal for you with Phantasy Star Online? Because, people have been playing it, for years before it was even in English. They just was sort of stumbling through it, then like fan translations, and it's a very interesting story to a game that I really don't know nothing about and don't care to.
Oh, I do not care about the story in PSO2.
I mean
There are
more
just
of like the
different-
meta story of like its release and all that stuff.
Honestly, for a lot of MMOs, like I have Elder Scrolls Online, and I dropped that really, really quickly. The only other MMO I played was Toontown Online, and that was a great game. 10 out of 10.
A Toontown reference.
um,
Oh boy.
but yeah, I've only played Elder Scrolls Online, so I wouldn't be surprised if I eventually just like drop it. That's just me. It is a problem with me though.
We're only here for big numbers, and once those big numbers stop giving us dopamine, we don't care.
And pets.
No.
And pets.
And
no,
pets.
no pets.
No pets.
Like I said, I am like the only one who plays that class.
You're a renegade. You're gonna start a trend.
Maybe. I mean, is there a lot of people playing it?
I'm pretty sure there are, especially because it took a little bit, I think, to get out on Steam because it was on the Microsoft Store, and we all know how that goes.
I
So that was
like
a
I
little
don't
messy.
because I physically can't find anything on that store. Like
It
it's
was
a
really
really
messy.
nightmare.
But a lot of people, when it was exclusively on there, they had a lot of problems with starting it up. And I had my friend download it, and he tried to move it because he didn't want it on his SSD. And the game, like, it could not function because it would try to update and it would be like, I don't understand where this is. Like, it's not on the SSD, and it's like, well, it's not there. I can't update. I don't think I should work. So it just, I mean, some people have a fine time because I didn't move the game. So I just hit play and then it played. Yep.
Any final thoughts on this call out post?
It's not a call out post.
Okay. Corey, you just wrote something called the Sponge Saga. I have zero clue what this is, but I got clickbaited. I need to know what this is.
The Sponge Saga refers to the epic and thrilling tale of our show and my specific relationship with SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
All 35 of your copies, right?
Are they finally making it into a prestige HBO drama?
Not that I'm aware of, not yet.
Okay.
Dude, I'm just
Can Tom
imagining
Cruise
Corey
play
living with just millions of copies of SpongeBob, just like he's just drowning in them.
I mean, you ain't seen my house.
He's like those people.
His house is made of copies of SpongeBob.
No, he's like those people who made it their life's journey to go and hunt down every last cartridge of Shaq Fu.
Have you considered that your cat is so upset at you because you've just become a bit of a hoarder?
She doesn't really care because I actually feed her food. I don't just break up copies of the game for her. I care about her enough to feed her.
Great. So what is this new development in the Sponge Saga?
The new development is what I think might be the end of the saga. I have completely 100% finished the game.
Wow.
I have the platinum. I even went so far as to open up the dumb movie theater. That movie theater is expensive.
It is.
I've opened it up before too. It's
Is it
pretty
just
dumb.
like episodes of SpongeBob?
No.
No, it shows like
Concept
concept art and
stuff.
development stuff.
Okay.
It costs like 40,000 shiny objects to open, and it's not worth the money, but I did it anyway.
Same.
For that 100%, what was like the hardest part to do? Because for me, like the thing keeping me from 100% is I did not want to go collect all the shiny objects to trade in the Mr. Krabs.
Same, but then like halfway through, after I had like the 4th crab spatula, they posted the most recent update, which lowered the number of shiny objects you need for it.
Oh, thank God.
They betrayed the original vision of the game?
How dare they?
Well, originally, each time you did it, you didn't have to pay more than last time. This
Really?
time it just increases by 3,000 each time, but now it only increases by 500 each time.
Oh, that's way better.
I know.
Man.
What a strange thing to change.
Well, it's because of how much money it took to give this crab for Fryware.
Yeah, like I get that he is greedy, but like, come on, SpongeBob makes the minimum wage at best.
So what would you say that the experience was worth it? Getting 100%? It isn't always,
It was worth it to me. I won't say if it's worth it to other people because I don't know y'all, but I think it was worth it. In my opinion, is the most important.
Okay. I mean, you are like the game's #1 supporter. I think like
The only supporter, actually.
most of the sales came from you. So
50%.
if
Yeah, I
like
only bought one copy. Yeah, you got me beat.
Actually, you bought a copy from, let's say, Amazon. Amazon bought their copy from Corey.
No, I bought mine from the PlayStation Store, buddy.
Okay, well, how do you think PlayStation?
Well,
yeah,
where do you
Corey
think they
supplied
got
the
it?
bandwidth.
Corey's like using his computer as a server for the PlayStation.
Yeah, he's got a mobile hotspot. That's why that download for PSN is so slow. It's all the way from Corey's iPhone.
That's
You
like-
think I use an iPhone?
I know.
It's all the way from Corey's Motorola Razr.
But yeah, so like, say
Same
someone
with
was
chocolate.
walking by your house and like a stray copy fell out of the window, and they felt inclined to play it, maybe not even having played the original. Do you think that they should 100% it, or just chill?
I think it's worth it to go through the effort, but like since all of Mr. Krabs are just farming for shiny objects, you can skip those if you want. That's mostly just if you want that sweet platinum trophy.
So what is the most ridiculous thing you guys all did to get that sweet platinum, or even just like a personal achievement you really wanted? Because, I wax and wane with how much I like completing stuff. But, when you're like doing something for a platinum and you're like 93% of the way there, you're like, oh man, I got to do this really annoying task, but in for a penny, you know? Have you ever had something like that?
I played My Name is Mayo, and I had to tap the buttons on my controller 10,000 times.
What is that?
It's a game where you tap buttons on your controller to rack up a number of times you've tapped buttons on your controller.
Number goes up.
Number
Is it
go
like
up?
Number goes
big.
up.
Cookie clicker?
It sounds like the Mayo Saga would pair nicely with the Sponge Saga.
Well, that one is just tapping one button on your PlayStation controller 10,000 times. It's not as interesting.
But number go up.
So
So Nicole would love it.
Yeah.
No.
Does it have pets?
It has Mayo.
I
Great.
don't like mayo.
Kyle, have you ever done anything really obnoxious to get completion?
I don't know. It wasn't even to completion because me and two of my friends. There's only three of us. We were a big like Halo group, and we played. I know it was four of us because he was there, but there were four of us, and we all we did the lasso challenge for Halo 3. We only got to the first two levels before we were getting too angry and
What's
upset.
the lasso again?
Legendary all skulls on.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it is so awful. But
Wait, did
we
I do
got the
that?
first two achievements, and that's all.
You got a little bit of dopamine.
That sounds like a
Literally,
video. Make Kyle do it for real.
We said no, I couldn't do it anymore. We sat there for like it took like we did one a day, but we sat in that chair for we sat in our friend's living room for like 5 hours playing that game. Just one level.
Did you have someone designated to be the respawn person?
No, I don't think. We kind of like at first we're like, oh, this is easy, and then like we couldn't get to that first section of the first level in Halo 3. We're like, this sucks. And then yeah. And then we kind of like once we got past that first section, it was like, okay, this is we know what we have to do. And then you get to that last firefight with everything in the first level,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it's the hammers. I have nightmares still to this day.
Darian, what about you? Have you ever, in your pursuit of all those platinum bells, have you ever just been inspired to just waste all your time like everyone has?
I have only gone for 100% completion on 2 games in my life. I got 100% completion every achievement for Lego Indiana Jones 2 on the Xbox, and then I got the platinum on Spider-Man, plus all the trophies for the DLCs.
Nice.
Those are my only 2 experiences with going for like full completion because I'm lazy. I'll tell
Really?
myself like, hey, maybe I'll go for 100% on this. And I'm like, I really don't feel like doing this anymore.
That's a bit surprising for me. I thought you were such a hardcore gamer, I guess you're just a casual.
Yeah, I'm a filthy casual. Like I told myself, I went into Battle for Bikini Bottom thinking like, hey, I'm gonna 100% this game, but then like eventually I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I I got the 75 spatulas, went into the chum bucket, finished the game. I did not even go into the kelp forest.
Yeah,
I'm insulted by that.
No, okay, the Kelp Forest is the worst level.
there are some games
That's true.
where I'm just like, I have had exactly enough of this. Like, let's count down those stars. Like, when do I fight Bowser?
like I did it for Spider-Man because Spider-Man is just such a good game, and I was like, hey, I could vibe with going 100% completion on this, and then Lego Indiana Jones 2, I did it just because like I was bored, and it's not like a super hard 100% to get.
There are a few examples that come to mind. One like the Nier Automata, which is like a really weird system where you can just buy the trophies. Like if you have enough in-game gold on like your second or third playthrough, you can just go to a merchant and he's like, "Hey, I've got some like very secret trophies that you can purchase," and they're not for real money, but like the game just showers you with so much gold that it's like, okay, well I could search and find out every single weapon and upgrade them all to maximum in a game which already has no challenge in its combat, or I could just pay like 30,000 gold when I have like 5 million, and then I just like get the trophy, and it's like, yeah, I'll do that.
That
Love to see it.
That's insane.
I know. It's like, I feel like it's a kind of meta commentary, but like most of those trophies I got legit. One other time I did was like when they put Okami on the PS4. I don't know why I did this, but like getting all the animals fed and like all the side quests, all the stray beads, a lot of that stuff is missable, so I had to like make Google spreadsheets of like the correct time to like find all the animals and make sure I got everything at the correct time. And like it was like close to the end because like I had no idea if I was really doing it right until I already beat the game past the point of no return, and then platinum popped and it's like, oh, thank God.
That's intense.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. There was no real reason for me to do it, but
How many platinums do you have?
let's see. I
Okay.
can check. I think
The
it's
whole
like
list.
17. You can talk amongst yourselves for a second. Let me pull up the PS app.
Did you say 17?
It's probably less than that. Let's see.
I've never 100% at a game.
I have 4 platinums currently, and I'm very close to getting 2 more.
Where the heck are my trophies? Why did they change this app? Oh, here they are.
I don't care enough.
I did all. Go ahead, Kyle.
I think I've beaten 2 games. I don't have the platinums for
You've
it
only
just because-
beaten 2
Beaten
games.
or completed?
No, like 100%. Like I definitely can guarantee you I've beaten it 100%, and that's Ape Escape 3 and Lego Batman 2.
Lego Batman 2 is an interesting one.
Well, the Lego games are just fun to 100%.
Yeah.
Wait, I
Yeah.
think I might have gotten all the achievements in Halo 3.
Okay, I have 13 platinums, but it should be
Well,
14. There
good
was a
lord.
glitch.
Did you do Lasso? Nicole?
Honestly, I did that when I was like 14, so I don't remember.
Get good.
You just feel like an idiot.
I do also
I
have
know
all
I
of.
have. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, fine. I know I have My Name is Mayo, Spider-Man, Until Dawn, and Oxenfree platinums. And then I'm only 1 trophy away for each Bloodborne and Sinking City.
Yeah, so I say like I have 13 platinums, but like some of that's not fair because like Donut County, I just did in one sitting. It took
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 hours to
Yeah,
get the platinum.
that's My Name is Mayo.
But some of them took a lot of time.
I do also have all of the single player trophies for Portal 2. I'm missing only 5 of the multiplayer ones, and then I'd have that one completed.
See, this is what I'm saying. We had to just play Portal 2 together.
Does anyone
I
feel
forgot
like
to count
Steam
SpongeBob.
achievements are totally worthless?
Yeah.
I don't care about them.
It's true.
I want to start getting. I might start getting into Steam achievements and
Yeah, you
actually
don't really-
play
you don't
games
really,
on
like,
Steam.
Yeah, you don't really like get anything for them except for just that.
There's
little
no
hit of dopamine.
noise. Like it just like pops up. It doesn't make a cool noise.
Yeah, it's just a little dopamine hit.
I mean, it doesn't have to make a noise.
And the noise is what gives me the dopamine. If it just pops
Yeah.
up, like the Steam achievement pops up, I'm just like, wait, was that in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess so.
and like when you get like an Xbox trophy, like that thing like just destroys the entire world with its noise, especially like the rare achievement sound. It's like the
Yeah.
entire block knows that hey, that guy just got a rare achievement.
Yo,
And
that guy did
freaking-
lasso. Wow.
I like the fact that on PlayStation, as you get more trophies, the little percent number goes up, and I like finishing that.
Yeah, I like that there's like a leveling system, even though it seems very arbitrary. It is kind of nice to have.
Do you guys wish that Nintendo had achievements?
No.
No.
Yes.
Not really. I get like their reasoning for not having them, and I respect that. It makes Nintendo the console where you can just kind of like play just to play. You don't have to like you don't feel like you're have to earn all the trophies or achievements or whatever.
They say you say that, and then they have games like Animal Crossing, where like if Animal Crossing had achievements, I'd still be playing it.
I'm technically it does, as there's all the like the Nook Miles.
Yeah. And then Mario Odyssey and
Not the
Smash
same.
Bros. Each have their challenge sections, but
That's true.
nobody
yeah.
cares about those.
Bayonetta 2 has little like things like that too.
Yeah, I mean they do it on like a per game basis sometimes, but there's no system level. Excuse me. But yeah. So the Sponge Saga is come to a close, and let us never speak of it again.
Rest in peace.
It's come to a close for now.
SpongeBob is canceled now.
Until
Yeah.
they announce a Rehydrated for the movie game.
That's like the Force Awakens of SpongeBob remakes. You know, you thought the saga was over. Turns out there was more. Corey, anything else?
With the second DLC coming out this month for Control, I got back into that.
Okay, I have a bone to pick with Control.
We all do.
I don't. I haven't played it.
I haven't played it.
Is this the recent thing they announced?
Yeah, it's
The Alan
I've never
Wake
played
thing?
it either, but it's I just think what they're doing is really dumb.
Probably.
Kyle, why don't you explain for the people who don't know?
So, for those of you who don't know, Control announced, or the developer announced. Let me find the actual article that gets into detail. But to summarize it, they announced that when the Ultimate Edition is released, for the PlayStation 5, and for the PlayStation 4, the only way you will be able to get a free upgrade. So, like, let's say you own it on the PS4. The only way you'll get a free upgrade for the PS4 version from the PS4 version is if you buy the Ultimate Edition.
Which is rude
So it's
because
not
I
even-
already paid for the deluxe edition.
Yeah, so you're going to get an upgrade for the PS5. But if you don't, and you don't want to, you are stuck with it.
You have to either re-buy the game or just
Yes.
get stuck with the poorly optimized current gen version.
It's rude.
Because I
Yeah,
know.
so
Go ahead.
well, I have the actual quote here. So they were asked, "Will Control Ultimate Edition give me access to Control on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5?" They responded with, "We will offer a free next-gen digital upgrade for those who buy the Control Ultimate Edition on PS4 or Xbox One. For more information on the previous availability, stay tuned." What if we purchase the original version of Control? The free upgrade path is only available for Controlled Ultimate Edition.
I hope this is the sort of thing that by the time I'm done editing, they'll have gone back on it, but I'm not holding my breath.
See, like I know that Microsoft said that they weren't gonna let like companies charge players to upgrade their games onto the X, and this seems just like a really tricky way to get around it. Like, hey, the original one there is no upgrade, but if you want the upgrade, it's free with this new, more expensive edition. Like, I kind of expected something like this to happen because game companies love their money, and so they're just finding like loopholes to the policy of free upgrades.
Big corporations aren't your friends. Everything they do is self-serving.
But
Absolutely.
correct.
I also feel like
Lesson Junior.
is it worth the trade-off to get more money in the short term when you see like Cyberpunk 2077, they announce like, hey, we think that you should be able to play whatever version you want. We're giving it for you for free if you have whatever version. Is the will that the company gets out of that worth more than like, how many people are going to be rebuying the game? Probably not that many.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're even adding anything new to the Ultimate version other than getting to upgrade it, so I don't see any point in paying more for it.
There is some DLC that's attached to it, but you could. I think that
If it's cosmetic DLC, I don't care.
I believe there's DLC that's coming that is some added content. But I think trying to remember correctly. It's added content, but it's only. I'm definitely gonna get this wrong. I think it's only available if you buy the Ultimate Edition. You can't buy it separately, which technically isn't DLC. I don't know. It's weird. What Control's doing is weird and dumb, and I'm mad.
It just seems out of character because I thought these guys were better than this.
Yeah, because they're like a smaller studio, correct?
mean,
They're not like.
It's probably like the publisher.
Control is
Yeah.
Remedy,
Probably
right?
is.
Yeah, it's Remedy.
And
I thought
sometimes
Remedy was like owned by Microsoft.
No. That's like 30 other studios you're probably
Oh,
thinking
oh
of.
yeah, it's 505 as a publisher. That makes a lot of sense now. They almost destroyed Payday 2.
Oh.
Almost?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when Payday 2 came out, the developer said, "Hey, there is never going to be any microtransactions or any sort of like crates or anything with like that." And then an
And then he
update like a
left.
couple years in,
'Cause he
they
left.
They were like, actually,
yeah, like a couple years in, they released an update that added like freaking crates that dropped, and you had to spend money to buy keys to open them, and everyone like hated it. And then that system was not taken out until the developers split away from 505 and like went independent, and then they like removed that paying stuff.
They
So-
have a lot of well-known games.
so Corey, what I want to ask you is this controversy, is it marring your experience with the game right now? Are you thinking about it in a different way?
Not really, just because I'm not planning on paying for the upgrade, so I'm just playing the PS4 version. I don't really care about it.
Are you enjoying it though? Especially because like the PS4
I'm enjoying it.
the PS4 version is already not the ideal version, but knowing that a better version is being held hostage.
Well, it's not really being held hostage until like December anyway.
Fair enough. But
Does the game
I'm
run
just
any better on a-
vibing.
you're just
Does the game
vibing.
run any? Does the game run any better on a PS4 Pro? Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't compared it to a PS4 Slim. I
I'm
just
assuming
have
it probably
a Pro.
does. I think most things do, right?
More
Yeah.
than likely.
Yeah, I didn't technically pay for my copy because it was with that Now subscription. But like, if I had bought it at launch like I almost did, I probably would not have been happy with all the slowdown and stuff.
Yeah, I got mine on a pretty nice sale, so
Sale.
So good to check in with that. You're just
Yeah.
Are you doing a replay or just a DLC?
a replay, and I haven't played the DLC yet.
Okay, that's what I did with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Good game.
There we go. So
There we go.
There it is. Kyle, do you have anything you want to say? We haven't had a Kyle-centric topic quite yet. It says here you got fired.
That's a bit. That's a bit with my other Discord server that I'm in.
We shall not speak of it then.
Yeah.
No
I
inside
still
jokes
working
here.
at Go. They did. This could definitely get cut. They did catch the guy that robbed my store. Finally.
Yes.
Oh, was it your gas station?
Yeah, my gas station got robbed. Like 3 days into me working there, it got robbed.
You love to see it.
You weren't there, were you?
No, it was actually me and my coworker. It was my first night closing, and then the next day I came in and they told me, "Hey, yeah, somebody broke in."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was nice.
So,
But in my world, been playing a lot now that I have a laptop that can run a lot of PC games. I've been playing a lot of PC games with some pals. The first big one that we got. Also, I'm new to Steam, so this is hilarious. My friends are, as I ask Steam simple questions to Steam, they just find it hilarious and my foibles and stupid stuff. But
you're
I've
like
been playing
the
Dead by
Steam
Daylight.
boomer.
Yes, I'm a Steam boomer. Although it did not help, the first game I downloaded was having issues displaying that you purchased the game, and that game was Dead by Daylight. I've been playing that with some pals, and it's stressful in both a good way and not a good way. Like,
I should hope so.
there's a game there's another game I've been playing recently that is stressful in a good way. and I'll get to that later. But like, I have terrible luck in life and in video games. And Dead by Daylight is a game that, whether you are skilled or not, there is a large amount of luck involved in how close you get spawned to a killer, if the killer chases you, just timing of certain things. It's just, and I have the worst luck. I've played like maybe 20 games online or so, mostly with friends. I've survived twice. And I just have the worst luck. And when I play with friends, I think I've also survived twice, and that's probably double the amount of games. It's just like, and I'm having fun, but it's just like, I'm always the first one to die. I'm always, oh, this generator's so far away. And it kind of ruined the experience, and I don't know if that's just me because of my bad luck, or if that's just the game, and I'm not, like, grasping something about the game. And that sucks, like, to not know if you're fully experienced in the game.
So you're playing only with your friends then, or are you letting random people into the lobby?
So most, like, the most fun I have is if there are four of my other friends with me, and we have a full lobby and it's just us and I know everything, because we have it set where, like, the four of us are all talking and the killer has everybody else in the party muted, and so we can hear what the killer's saying, but he can't hear what we're saying. And it's a fun experience to do that. Kind of reminds me of those old LAN party games that you used to have for the olden kids.
I think if I were
But
the killer, I just wouldn't say anything.
well, like,
But the
and
role
that's
play.
the thing. Yeah, it's like a role play. So like my shtick when I'm the
I don't
killer,
want to lose though.
It's just
but
a
you're not like
why you
game.
giving
lied to
anything
them.
away. It's not like, so that's why he mutes us, because we strategize as we're playing. Like, hey, I'm near you, I'll save him. Hey, somebody find me at this generator, come help me with this generator.
So it's
The
like
killer
all the
has no,
survivors have, they're all on a Discord call together, and the killer has AirPods in. You can't hear.
yeah, basically. And but we can still hear him, and it's really fun. Uh, and that's the most fun I have when I do play online with just like there's it's usually like three of us, maybe just two, like half randos, half us. I feel the same. Also, playing killer sucks. I am a terrible killer. I have fun doing it, but like I never get the full party kill. And my favorite thing to do, because we all have like characters we play. My friend Nick, he has a voice modulator on, and he just speaks through that, and it's hilarious. Uh, my friend Alex speaks in one word, like he speaks one word one word at a time, and it's honestly terrifying. Um, just like hook or smack, or it's real fun. My thing, I sing nursery rhymes. So like my favorite one is he's got the whole world in his hands, and I just sing that the entire round. Uh,
Kyle, I have a
but
question.
yeah, yes.
What do you play as killer?
So eventually I will buy DLC to get the Demogorgon, because I want the Demogorgon, and I also want Steve Harrington, because
Steve Harrington, my boy.
There's a
and
monster
then
named Steve Harrington?
no,
That's like an
he's
insurance
a
salesman. Like,
survivor.
why is he
he
killing
is-
people?
Have you never seen Stranger Things, Jeremy?
Nah.
No.
Steve Harrington is the true hero of Stranger Things, and he's one of the survivors in the DLC.
No, I wanted him to be the killer.
It's just him from season 1, where he's kind of a Steve Harrington.
Oh, they didn't even
Shows
get
him-
season 2, Steve? Dang.
No, it's season 3 Steve outfit, where he's in the
Oh, the sailor, the
sailor
thing.
costume. His perks are really good.
Because he's
he can
Steve.
yeah, but the killer I normally play right now is the trapper.
That's a good one.
The also problem I have with my killer is I have severe ADHD. So I will have, like, oh, I'm following this person, I'll see something else, get distracted, boom, the person I'm chasing gone, and I don't know where to go. Or like I'm
Iconic.
about to get somebody, or they mess up a generator like so far behind me, and I turn around to go follow them. And I need to focus on one thing at a time.
You gotta dial it in. Put on your gamer face.
Game I
You gotta-
have been putting.
You gotta activate your focus meter.
You gotta get your G Fuel meter on.
Game where I do have my fuel meter on to transition into the other game I want to talk about. I've been playing Valorant, and that is a fun as heck game. I love character. I've realized this, and Overwatch made me realize I love character systems in video games. Just where like the different abilities and making sure and understanding, oh, this person's this, they're gonna do that. So how do I counter? Like the tactics of it. I love like strategy in video games. And playing Valorant has made me realize that. So I've been playing a lot of that recently. Playing that even before I came on here. Anybody else play Valorant in here?
I played it once, but then like I'm bad at CS:GO, and I'm not gonna get any better at this either.
Yeah. I think I'm chalking it up. I'm still bad at getting kills, but I think that's because I don't play a lot of this. Like literally, I've played 2 PC games, so I'm still getting used to accuracy with that. And finding like a good sensitivity for me to play well. But I'm getting better. And also I realized I only play one specific character, and that's Brimstone, just because I don't know. And somebody listening, if you would, please help me. How do I cancel abilities if you're not playing Brimstone? Because I'll click an ability on accident, and then I'm just stuck with it, and it kind of screws me over. So
I'll
But
be
Valorant's
honest,
super fun.
I haven't enjoyed an online game in the past 5 years besides Tetris 99.
That's a good game.
Everything else just makes me angry.
Even Animal Crossing?
No, an online game.
No, online, yeah.
Animal Crossing is online.
Yeah, but you only really go
It's
online
not a
with your friends.
competition online, unless you're talking about like the metaphorical competition on Twitter, where people like try and brag about themselves so much.
And
Yeah.
say that their village is cooler.
Yeah, I've got
My
this.
island's the best. I have Zephyr.
Island, sorry.
I've got this NPC that is exactly the same as 45 other NPCs.
Right?
Like,
They're
who
the same
cares?
personalities.
Oh. But yeah, I'm sorry to interject, but I just like I don't have a lot of expertise in this area, so I don't know what questions to ask. But maybe some other people, are more familiar.
I don't know anything about Valorant, so I'm just gonna say, who do you main?
He already told you that.
Who is your sub main?
Good question,
His
dude.
dub name is also
Yes,
Brimstone.
Sova.
Nicole is the true interviewer among us.
I guess Sova, just because I like his abilities pretty well.
You
I
said
like the
Sova?
recon aspect. Sova.
Oh, I thought it was like the noodles.
No,
Have you
Sova,
saved up
Sova is
enough
like
of your
slang for soap.
metaphysical currency to play as the Aang skin yet?
That's in Smite.
That's Smite.
Oh wait, I do have a question. So does this game have like something like loot boxes?
No, from what I see, no. There is a battle pass that you can get to get some cosmetics and stuff. And to unlock. So it progresses. It starts at 5, and then it goes to 10, and then I think it's every 10 you unlock a new agent, and you get to pick what agent you want, and you see their abilities.
Oh, you don't have them all from the get-go?
No, you get
Oh.
I think 7, maybe 6, and then you unlock them the more you play the game. And then if they announce a new character, you don't automatically get the character. You get to pick a character you want to unlock.
I don't
and
think I
it's-
like that.
That's kind of the same way
no,
it works with League of Legends.
Because what if you're like, I'm gonna unlock this person? Like, you don't get to do a test run or anything with them, do you?
Well, no, but in the description, it shows what their abilities do. So, like, I picked someone named Omen, and his ultimate ability allows you to teleport. It tells you can teleport anywhere on the map, and it tells you this ability puts out smoke or something like that. So you can see how they would play and what to do with them, but you don't actually physically get to play with them
Yeah,
before
see,
you
I feel
unlock.
like I wouldn't like that because, like, I don't know, if you look at I'm just gonna talk about Overwatch because it's the only thing reference that I have. Like, if you're all like, oh, Genji has really cool abilities where he can climb up walls, even though half the time the wall climbing doesn't work. Or you have the shuriken and you have the two different things. But then, like, in reality, it's like I'm horrible at Genji. He sounds cool, but yeah, I just can't play him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think the difference with Overwatch is uh skill ceiling. Like every character so far that I've played it in Valorant, they are playable. It's just I am not great at them. Whereas in Overwatch, the skill ceiling on certain characters like Genji, like Doomfist even, the skill ceiling is too, or the skill floor is too high for me to even be relevant playing that character. So it just feels like a waste.
Okay.
Overwatch's skill floor is in general a lot lower than most like competitive shooters, though.
Certain characters yes, certain
Depends.
characters no.
Because they have like built the game around the idea of like, hey, we want anyone to be able to just jump in, pick a character, and then just start playing. They're all very like intuitive. Like you can kind of get like what these abilities do.
Yeah, but at some
Again,
higher levels, you can't really get away with some of that stuff.
yeah, I've been watching a ton of. I play competitive Overwatch a little bit, like on Switch though, so it doesn't really count. But
True.
I've been watching like a ton of Overwatch League, which 2 weeks until playoffs. If anyone wants to get interested,
Dude, my Pittsburgh teams are doing so poorly. Like, I can't get excited about sports right now.
Pittsburgh does not have an Overwatch team, so
I know, but all the real sports. Just, it's
yeah.
really sapped away my competitive spirit.
Yeah, the Pirates suck and the Penguins lost, so yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, video games are fun, man. It's a good time to be a fan of video games.
We were talking about earlier, like,
Vibe.
the annoying thing you did to win in a video game. I did something stupid today that was, like, still kind of necessary. Was, like, I'm playing through Mario RPG, the original, because, like, I keep starting that game and never finished it.
One of those fans.
What?
One of those, like, I don't know where I'm going. Just keep talking over it.
Okay. There's, like, a really good item you can get. And it's just, like, you just keep using the item and it does damage to everybody. But to get it, you have to, like, do this really obscure series of events that gets you into a casino. And then you have to win a coin flip 100 times to get the item. And every time you succeed in the coin flip, you get a garbage item that, is really just like a joke item. But your inventory fills up with them, so you just got to keep throwing away these stupid items you get. And, like, I felt like I was at 100 at, like, 40 successful coin flips. So that was a big, annoying thing. So when you say video games are fun, they're not. They're just bad.
Jeremy hates
industry
all
on board.
video games.
I thought this was a good game, but no. You probably don't even need that.
At this
What
point,
if you
now, you're
just
like,
didn't
yes.
try to get this really good item as an easy route through the game?
Yeah, it's all you.
You're right.
This is your fault.
You're right, but I mean, it's just. I was even thinking, like, will the time this item saves me equal the time that it's taking me to do these coin flips?
In Final Fantasy X, I dodged 200 lightning bolts. You can do this.
I did it. I was, like, really scared I would accidentally, like, zip past it and throw away the good item, but no, it didn't happen. Yeah, that really had no place. I just wanted to vent.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for sharing your trauma with us. This is a safe space for all gamers.
Safe space. I'm gonna beat that.
Sharing
game.
is the first step to recovery.
I'm gonna beat that game, and then I'll have beaten all the good Mario RPGs. I won't have to worry about it anymore.
You've eaten Paper Mario?
Yep.
All of the Paper
The
Mario?
Origami King?
No, I beat the first two, the good ones.
Apparently, Origami King's pretty good though.
It's
Yeah.
but like I
heard
almost
it,
want to
like-
call that more of a puzzle game than an RPG.
Like I've heard that the combat is kind of terrible, but like the writing is really good.
Yeah. So maybe I'll buy it when it's not $60.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Nintendo-
that's shorthand for I'm not going to. Yeah, I kind of butchered my own segment that I had set up. So, Nicole, I'm can't believe I'm doing this, but you know, you got
Is it time for anime minute?
It is.
All right, you got
Okay.
60 seconds.
Okay. I watched the show called
Anime
Tsurune.
minute.
What do you know? It's another sports anime. I like them.
Yes.
So this one is about Kyudo, which is just Japanese archery. So like, it's just archery, and they're insanely long bows. Like they're 8 feet tall. I swear to God. But basically, the main protagonist he's struggling, and they call it target panic. So basically, he kind of sucks. Like he kind of like got scarred from an experience during a competition. And he's like, oh, just kidding. I don't know how to do archery anymore, and I don't know how to hit the target. So he's been
What's the
trying to fix
character's
that.
What's the character's name you said?
Steve Harrington.
Yeah.
Steve.
I didn't say the main protagonist's name. That's why.
Okay. I just thought I
No,
heard.
the show is Tsurune, so it's TSU Rune.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, so I was seeing if I was looking at the right one.
Minato is the protagonist, though.
Minato, got it.
And yeah, so then he joins up with his of course it's high school. He joins with his club and everything, and he tries to learn archery, but good.
Iconic.
Wow, that was
also-
just about a minute. You're good.
Also the coach is the husbando. That's all I wanted to say.
Great, you did it.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was like 45. No, it was like a minute 15. So you know we're good there.
Yeah, you just lost 15 seconds for the next anime minute. Now you only have 45
Yeah,
seconds.
Kyle really stole your thunder there. You know,
The
wanting to-
animation is pretty.
We'll discount everything Kyle said from that minute.
Okay.
Oh, also, wait, I have one thing to say. I don't know why, but I have such an odd appreciation for the sound design for this. Because when they like draw the bow back and everything, like it sounds so good. Like you can feel all the tension of it, and then when they release, it's so good.
Is there
anime
like
really
epic
go
music
in.
that plays?
I wouldn't say, yeah. Actually, yeah. I do like the score though.
Cool.
OST. I don't know. What do you call it for a TV show? A score is for a movie.
Yeah, original
It's
soundtrack.
still score.
You like the music.
I like the music. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. I remember it.
Hey, Jeremy,
How much a tune from it?
How much what?
How much a tune from it?
No.
Wow, that you hate to see that. Like Corey
Yeah, I
at
just
least
got
like
shut
did
down.
he at least tried a knock joke, you know? Just like he at least attempted to do the bit.
Yeah, he put himself out there.
He really made himself vulnerable.
If I'm putting myself out there more than other people, that's a problem.
Yeah, this is Corey we're talking
I
about.
can't. It's like an orchestra. You just want me to like be several instruments at the same time.
Yes.
That's like when you try and sing "Bring Me to Life" and try and sing all the parts.
Wake me up. Wake me up.
Well, I mean, Kyle, you were asking me something?
I was gonna ask if you wanted to go to your favorite place, the comic book corner,
Yeah, okay.
because I have comic books to talk
My
about.
favorite place is the ice cream corner, but you know, this is a runner-up.
Damn.
Oh,
We'll
you have
stop.
an
We'll
ice
stop by on the way
Favorite
back.
place
now.
that's relevant to our content.
We'll stop by in the ice cream corner on the way back.
We have an
Okay.
ice cream segment now.
Yeah, of course. It's post show.
Yeah, the
All
Patreon
systems go-
exclusive.
All systems go get ice cream.
Also,
So
Yeah,
Kyle, what
no.
kind of comics are we reading?
so I read. Are you now, Jeremy? Let me ask you before this. I think we've talked about this before. Are you more of a DC reader or a Marvel reader?
I'm firmly more of a Marvel reader, though I don't know how many more DC comic books are even going to get made.
Yeah, that's sad. I saw that news. That's sad. They let off a huge chunk of
Yeah,
their.
like a third of the editors.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know the exact numbers, but yeah.
That's what I
It's-
heard anyway, secondhand.
Oof.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, but yeah, something that was released. Now let me look at some specific names here. So I read a series you may have heard of it called Heroes in Crisis.
oh, why'd you read that? That you didn't have
So,
to. There was no reason to do that.
So there really wasn't. I read it because I mentioned Linkara, atop the fourth wall.
Well, Kyle, I watched
Uh,
that video. I feel like you couldn't have been more clear saying you should not watch that.
So I
I mean-
bought it.
No, you
So
bought
he's-
it? No, at least pirate it. Make Tom King cry.
So I found out. So I watched his videos. And I'm like, I want to get into comic books. So I should get into something. And event comics seemed like a good place to start because
They
it's all
aren't.
heroes in one.
They're really
And there's-
no. I don't recommend that to anyone. Like event comic is always like the culmination of like all these like different people that you've probably never heard of, resolving plot lines you're not aware with.
Well,
if you want to
I-
get into it, I'd recommend just like finding one story that you really like and then just building out from there.
I did it backwards, where I like big stories, and then I find the characters I like in those big stories and read their solo stuff. But each teach their own. So I found out Linkara was doing. He did a bunch of event comics reviews right in a row, and I watched his Secret Empire one. I'm like, oh, this is really good. I liked his review of it. I want to read the next thing he does before I watch his review. So the next one
Oh
happened to
no!
be Heroes in Crisis. And as I learned, I picked a terrible, terrible event comic to read.
I take it all back. I didn't know that you didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know going in
You
because
poor sweet summer child.
I happened because there was a new comic book shop in Kent, called, I believe, Jeremy's Comics, oddly enough.
Wow. I mean, that sounds like a trap to like kidnap me or something. It's a front for something.
Maybe it's Scott's Comics. It might not. Hold on. Why did I say Jeremy's in there?
Well, there's a poster of me in there, right? But it's not my store.
Anytime comics come up, I immediately assume Jeremy's involved.
Yeah, they have
Well,
a poster of Jeremy in the
it's right,
bathroom.
it's right near Acme. So it's over by Ming's, right next to Ming's Bubble Tea. It is over in that plaza.
So I'll be there a lot, is what you're saying.
So once quarantine's over, we can all go there and grab some comic books. But
Yeah.
I went there, I bought it, I was there. So I'm like, okay. And I found out, it talks about mental health in a certain way. So I was a little even more intrigued. And then I proceeded to read it and felt insulted every step of the way. Because I know a little bit about certain characters. I know Booster Gold from the future. I know Harley Quinn, suffered from her own trauma in the past with the Joker and all the stuff that's happened to her. I know her relationship with Poison Ivy is something that recently brought up. And then I proceed to watch that all get thrown into a dumpster and just burned. And every likable part is just burned away. And they make you feel bad about, they make you feel like they do the stereotypical thing of portraying mental illness as a bad thing that you need to be that needs to be cured almost. And I don't care if I'm insulting the way they were trying to do it, because you did such a poor job of doing it. I don't care if I offend you. It's portrayed in such a negative way, and not as this thing that you need help with because you suck. And so they ruin not only Booster Gold, but they don't understand what the Trinity symbolizes. They don't understand how mental health facilities work. They ruin Harley Quinn. And the worst is they ruin the. I don't know much about the Flash specifically, especially like the different iterations.
He's fast.
But he's fast.
He's Sonic.
And there are several different versions of him.
So Sonic.
There's several different versions of the Flash. Where there's Wally West, Barry Allen, and I think
he really is like Sonic because he has like 800 sidekicks, and like I don't know what any of them do besides just run fast.
And there are multiple
Now, not
Sonics.
as fast as him.
Right,
So
he's always the fastest.
Basically.
To summarize what they do terribly, Barry Allen, I think. So Wally West is in the current DC, he is the Flash, I think. And
No, he's not.
no, he's
No.
not. Well, at what?
He
Okay.
was like
Barry.
he when we were growing up, he was, but
Okay.
they went back on him.
Well, basically in the lead up to the story, Barry Allen came from a separate universe, like used the Speed Force to get into this universe. But in doing so, he lost the memory of his family, and then was reminded of said memory, and that caused a bunch of trauma for him. And so he is sent to Sanctuary, which is this mental facility for heroes and villains trying to recover from like their sins, what they've done, or just the trauma of being a superhero. There are no mental health experts. It's just a AI that is infused with the main quality of the holy trinity of DC, which is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And it's just so freaking annoying. And the biggest issue I have with it, because there's a ton of things wrong with this, is that Tom King, the writer, said in an interview that he had the story of what he wanted to do planned out, and then asked what characters he could put in it. Not, I have a story for this character, which is what
he does all the
comics
time, right?
is
Like he
fucking
does his thing
about.
is the 12-issue miniseries, like exploring whatever character it is and like showing a new side to them, like showing them in more depth than they had before. He's done that like 4 or 5 times. So this way of writing is so unusual and backwards for him. I don't get it.
And it's the antithesis. That's what comic books is. It's a character study. And the different aspects of what happens if this happens. If you give this man ungodly power, does he become corrupt or does he use it for good? Does a man with wealth become corrupt if it has all this tragedy happen? And to write characters around a story and not the other way around is so flippin' ass backwards. That is just so frustrating. And I'm reading this and there's so much unnecessary like death in it too. And this is the thing I will try to quote Linkara on, because comic books, the cliche is death doesn't matter because they'll just come back. And that's not true with every character. Because only the popular ones come back. The ones that aren't as memorable, aren't as liked, maybe even some of the better villains, don't get that. And so to throw away, I get it's not real life, but to throw away a character creation and life for a story element is so disrespectful. Because and why people like reviewers care so much when you kill off a character is because DC and Marvel, they don't care.
So don't read this book is what we're saying. Don't read this one.
Yeah, I spent
Don't
Give
do
this one a
$40.
skip. Give this one a skip.
Yeah, give us a skip.
It sounds messy.
It's
Go read World War Hulk.
that one's good. Go read
I
Tom
wanna
King's
read that so
Vision
bad.
series. That one's so much better. But yeah, did you read any other comics, or did you just decide to like stop reading comics after that? Because
I know I shouldn't pirate if I really want to read it. I started reading World War Hulk because he reviewed that, and I liked his review, and it's really cool. And Hulk smash.
there's in one of the recent issues of Immortal Hulk, they had World Breaker Hulk come back. That was like such a cool sequence.
Yeah. I also want to get in. I don't know if it started releasing yet. Oh, what's his name? He's a writer for Venom and Spider-Man. But whoever, I can't remember his name. He has a series about the king of the symbiotes coming to Earth.
Oh, you're talking about Null, Donny Cates?
Yes.
So I was just gonna say like Immortal Hulk is my favorite right now, but the Venom story is also really good, which I
Yeah,
caught up on
he's-
recently.
The Null story is starting soon, if not already being published as we speak.
It's not
So
no, right now they're doing that stupid Empire event. That's very inconsequential.
Yeah.
I mean, Corey's been reading that one. Corey, how's Empire going? Are they winning?
is it Secret Empire 2? Is that what it is?
It's wild.
It's Empire with a Y, Kyle.
It's Empire with a Y.
It's a bunch of
Where?
stupid aliens that nobody cares about.
Wiccans
Oh, it's
here,
Skrull.
they're being really complicated about the Kree-Skrull relations. I don't know what's happening. I'm really only reading at this point because Wiccan and Hulkling are my favorite characters.
There was an X-Men comic where they made a Plants vs. Zombies reference. That's how weird this event is.
I haven't read any of the side ones yet.
No. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to Null just because I have more interest in that storyline from reading Venom.
So the Null story is a sequel to the Absolute Carnage event, yes, by Don Cates. Is scheduled for release 2020-2021. So it looks like it's going to start at the end of this year and then move into 2021.
Neato.
So
Iconic.
you have time to get caught up.
You get caught up. I mean, Venom is only like... I mean, if you include Absolute Carnage, it's probably like 25 issues. So it's not that bad. All right. That's it for all that. We've exhausted all that conversation. But I want to move into the final topic, which is, hey, this is a little transition. We have, the DC Fandom coming up, and it's mostly about just like adapting all this source material into like movies and TV and stuff. So I just want to talk about like adaptations and when they succeed and like when they are not good. Because, Darian, you got something down here, an adaptation which I feel is like very faithful to the source material, and it works.
Yes, absolutely. Today is the 10th anniversary of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So I'm very excited. I already watched it today. It's a very good movie. I love it a whole lot. And I know that makes you sound like a film bro, but I stand by it.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've read the book, but
I have read the books.
you have read the book. Yeah.
Yep.
I read the first book before watching the movie, and I was like, oh, wow, they're just like taking a lot of the dialogue from this book, huh? Just transplanting it. It was kind of neat. But so like, why do you think it's a successful adaptation?
I think it works because like it keeps the same visual feel of the comic books. Like the comic book, there's all obviously there's like the visual onomatopoeia, there's all like effects and stuff, and there's obviously like the comic panel layout, and the movie does such a good job like recreating a lot of that.
Yeah, they're even like the sequences that are drawn like the comic.
Yeah.
And also like there are adaptations where, you're not adapting a specific storyline, but still capturing the feel of it. Like I just watched, like of all things, the Peanuts movie, which is like, wow, I just love hanging out with
Heck
Charlie
yeah.
Brown. Like this is great. Like it's not like a one specific story from the strip or anything. It's just like, hey, spend time with all these characters, and we're going to make a story out of all the things you like. So there's like different ways of doing it. But Nicole, isn't every anime just an adaptation?
Most of them are. So they're either based off of a manga or a light novel most of the time.
And how close would you
game.
say they stick to it?
I don't read that much manga.
But can you generalize for us?
I think most of them tend to be pretty well. Okay, here's the thing: is like anime has filler, which is just garbage that they put in there so that they can get more money.
It's not no.
Yeah,
It's there so the
get money
manga
and
can get
also-
caught up.
and well, not all the time because sometimes they're dumb. Anyways, so sometimes they do that. I don't remember what I was saying now that you interrupted me. Thanks.
Sorry.
Got him.
It's okay.
But yeah, the filler just isn't canon. Obviously, you can skip that, but
Okay, so but would you say that like the cartoon version is a replacement for the comic story?
yeah, it depends. Like I said, it depends on what you're doing. Because sometimes there are ones that just completely spiral off, like Full Metal Alchemist, the original one. At a certain point, it just kind of spirals off and does its own thing. So that's not really a replacement. But then you have the later adaptation, Brotherhood, which is supposed to be much more faithful. So it depends on what you're watching.
Sure, sure. I also think there's something to be said for just like the accessibility of it, of an adaptation. I mean, into like a medium that people are more ready to get down with. Like, I like The Witcher now. I watched that Witcher show, and it's like, hey, I like The Witcher now. Yeah, I like Henry Cavill. Yeah.
Did you play the game?
I watched a bunch of Joseph Anderson on it. That's like 10 hours. So, I mean,
Basically, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great. Like, I finished the series, and then the Witcher 2 video came out, and I was like, oh, yeah, here we go.
He was waiting for you to watch it.
He
before
was.
could release
He
it.
took his time. But Kyle, I know that one of your favorite shows was getting a Netflix adaptation, but they made a change, didn't they?
Avatar?
Ooh.
Avatar.
Avatar, not the one with the blue people.
Last Airbender.
No. I mean, I like Avatar. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite shows, but yeah, it's a little not nerve-wracking. It's not, from an outside perspective, this might look like a huge loss. And to fans, I understand, of the original series who watched it when it came out, I understand why you would be hesitant because both of the original creators are off the project. However, I argue that this could be a positive change because animation and especially even to animation made at the time period Avatar was made and released is so much different than live action creation today. So, and if you're going to make something live action, the center focus of Avatar, of the show you're going to watch, is going to be completely different. So I think one of the main focuses that they should do for live action is recreating some of the great fight choreography you have in a live action style. So now that the original creator's gone, maybe focus more towards that. Which is why I submit to the council that the group behind the Raid films should take over the Avatar live action production.
Like Raid Shadow Legends?
No, like
This podcast sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I felt like I didn't want to say it because that means their advertising is working, but
I get more AFK Arena ones. But anyway. No, the Raid. Have you never seen the Raid or the Raid 2?
that sounds like a
No.
plane movie.
No.
Like you watch it on
No.
a plane.
Have you seen any of the John Wicks?
Oh yeah. Of course.
It's better than John Wick.
Yeah.
As in it's better choreography than John Wick, and that's saying something because how good John Wick is.
The
There is
ninja
literally a 8-minute fight scene in a kitchen, and it is so tense and cool.
But Kyle, I would say like if you're choosing to focus on all these new things, and if the original creators, who are no longer being involved at all, would you say there's a higher risk of losing the spirit? Like obviously an adaptation doesn't have to be completely accurate, but the spirit still has to be there in some form.
I mean, yes and no. I think just Avatar fans are weird to me because like it's more like it's not something I was passionate about when it first came out, so I don't understand what how faithful they are to what they are going to be presented. But as someone who recently found it, I have faith that this can be good because I watched it with fresh eyes in a different perspective, and I still think that is there no matter when you watch it. So if you want like if what like we're talking about, if we want like the exact way but with real if you want exactly how it was animated but with real people instead, I think you're going to hear the argument if they didn't try anything new. Like what we saw with Star Wars where it's like they just relied on old nostalgia.
Yeah.
I'd rather them take a risk than just copy everything word for word.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I think is important to mention is stakes. So, like for The Witcher, the games are sort of their own story. So I think for most people, the show is going to be really their only exposure to what happens in the books, if they're not big readers. But for Avatar, like they already hit rock bottom. Like there's really the stakes are very low. It can't be worse than the movie.
Wait, there's a movie?
Yeah,
There is no movie in Bossing Say.
Corey, what do you think? Do you think that like the stakes, I guess, of exposing it to a different audience, do you think that matters?
Yeah.
More valuable insight from Corey.
No, like he's thinking. Just give him time.
I am thinking, but I don't know where to take my comment beyond that.
He's
one
coming
word.
up with a killer knock knock joke right now.
Oh, let him think.
Let him think. Let him finish. There we go.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
War.
War who?
There is no war in Bossing Say.
Is that something Han Solo says? Or
That's an Avatar thing.
oh, okay.
It's an Avatar reference.
Good.
That Darian already made.
Yeah. There is no
Look,
movie in
Hey,
Bossing
he stole
Say.
material.
Oh man, I'm a hack.
Yeah. Any additional thoughts about what makes a good adaptation? Are there some things that should just not be tried?
Actually, while we're on the subject of adaptations, I'd like to bring something up. There is a movie that was adapted from a beloved graphic novel, comic book, whatever you want to call it, and most people agree that it is faithful, but there seems to be disagreement over whether that faithfulness is a good thing or a bad thing. And I am talking, of course, about the Watchmen film.
I don't even know if I'd call that faithful, just based on the ending.
I mean, but in general, though, it does pretty much adapt the comics, like word for word, image for image.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up Watchmen when you said that, so thank you. But I feel like you bring up a point where it's like it's just not the best way to experience the story. Like the story was written for this medium, and if they're not doing anything to change it, then it loses its effectiveness.
That's valid, but I also do like that, like, the entire crux of the story is there. They didn't, like, sacrifice anything. Like, it's a freaking long movie. They managed to, like, cram pretty much everything in there. Obviously, like, some of the nuance got left out, but, like, the core of it is still there. They didn't, like, destroy it.
I guess so. I haven't actually sat down and watched the movie. I just feel like it's not going to be the same experience.
Yeah,
For better or worse.
The show is also quite good too.
Well, yeah, the show is a different beast in a great way. What about all those comic adaptations? Like besides Watchmen, like all those like animated movies like DC makes, like some of those are better than the real comic.
I was gonna say I like some of them.
Like the Red Hood one, that one's good. But we can just name stuff all day. We're not.
Do we count M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable as a comic book movie? Because it is definitely like a superhero movie. It is a superhero movie, Kyle.
Well, isn't it?
It's not a comic book movie.
I think it's secretly based off a comic, actually.
Is it?
I think it
secretly, loosely, like
it is kind of like Superman-ish. Like
no, I think there is like an Unbreakable comic that no one's ever heard of, though. If I'm remembering correctly,
I don't think so.
I'm gonna fact check.
Like it's very much like it's very Superman-esque because he's this like unbreakable guy.
It's so. I need to watch this to really describe. Unbreakable is it turns what superhero movies.
You're
I don't
getting
know.
there.
I'm not as well versed as I should be to get in this topic, but no, I don't think it's a comic book movie. No,
It is definitely like a superhero movie. Like, so,
I mean,
like,
yeah,
superhero
it's
movie
it's
and comic
definitely a
movie.
superhero movie.
And like
but
those
it's not
terms
a
kind of
comic
are
book
kind of like
movie.
inter.
It's a movie about
interchangeable.
comic books, but I wouldn't call it a comic book movie.
I mean, also
Yeah.
visually, it does have a lot of like comic book like.
Iron
looks
Man
to it.
is a comic book movie. Unbreakable.
Yeah,
is
I
definitely
thought
not.
Unbreakable was a secret comic, but I can't find any information about it, so I don't think it is.
So no.
I mean, it's
So no,
Superman,
there we
so,
go.
like, I mean, it's Superman. He's Superman.
Superman transcends one medium.
Yeah, he's Superman.
Um,
So Superman is a comic book, therefore Unbreakable is a comic book movie.
Oh,
That's not how this works.
But is a hot dog a sandwich?
no.
A hot dog is a
No.
taco.
We're
A
getting
hot
off
dog is a-
topic.
Great.
End the show.
A hot dog is a taco.
Great. On that note, that's enough of us. Let us know your favorite platinum trophy, your favorite comic book event, your favorite fake adaptation of a not existing thing.
Your favorite ice cream flavor?
Yeah. The great thing about ice cream flavor is that there's no wrong answer.
Mint.
Okay, no. Kyle,
I
stop
love-
talking. Kyle,
I
no.
love mint,
Mint is
but
great.
it is objectively the worst.
No.
I thought you were saying like mint is my favorite flavor.
No.
Mint.
It's the worst.
I don't even.
Why?
What? You just like
Oh, I thought
saying
you were saying
things.
it was your favorite.
Yeah, I thought he was like,
No.
yeah, mint is my favorite.
No.
It's like, okay,
Oh, no,
yeah,
my
mint,
favorite.
great.
My favorite is cookies and cream.
Good choice. Not as good as
Mint,
chocolate
mint.
chip. Yeah,
No,
coffee ice
dude.
cream.
Butter pecan.
What?
That's not an ice
Yeah,
cream.
butter pecan is worse. Pistachio is worse. Actually,
Butter
most
pecan
things
is
are
fine.
worse.
Most things that have a nut